Do you have any questions? Are you excited?
I'm excited. A bit nervous.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What are you nervous for?
Just be on camera and stuff.
What's up, deviants? Welcome back to the Naughty Corner. We are on the unceded territory of the Wanneroo Nation. This is Quarters in Session. We're a Reddit Reads podcast where game recognizes game. We judge assholes because we know we've been one. We offer advice on shitty situations because we've been there. And we are offering some Aussie perspectives because you wouldn't know what the fuck we were talking about if we didn't. So whether we are being cunts or just serving it, we know it when we see it. Welcoming to the Naughty Corner, Catherine.
Hi.
So what got you sent to the Naughty Corner?
Oh, everything. I've always been a naughty one.
Yeah. Yes, the Naughty Corner is specifically for those of us that got sent there as a kid. It was always the couldn't stop talking. Joy to having class if they could just focus, you know?
Mhm.
All of those comments on the report card. So this is your first time in the Naughty Corner and you're nervous.
Mhm.
Would you like a gentle one to start off, or do you want some more hectic drama for the sake of being able to distract from the fact that you're being recorded?
Yes, let's go with the latter, the more hectic drama.
Okay. As is the core of this podcast, it is specifically meant to be that we are constantly getting Reddit Reads podcasts from very specific demographics, and Australia doesn't get a look in a lot of the time. So we are starting off with our BOGAN blow-ups segment, which is all Aussie drama. And our first one, I literally just discovered this morning, and you and I have been there. I was saying that it really could have ended up in our I'm in this story and I don't like it segment that was recently introduced. But we are starting off with, am I the asshole for calling my partner a discount dad after he kept treating me like a child instead of a partner, even though I'm dealing with severe health issues?
Okay.
Hi, Reddit. Throwaway because I don't want this linked to my main. I, 18 female, have been dating my boyfriend, let's call him Jake, 24 male, for a little under a year. At first, things were really good. He seemed emotionally stable, mature, grounded, all the things I thought I wanted after dealing with a lot of chaotic guys my own age. We met through mutual friends and clicked pretty quickly. He said he liked how mature I was and how together I seemed for my age, which felt nice to hear, especially since I came out of a very abusive household. I won't lie, I felt flattered at first. I thought we had an understanding that yes, I'm younger, but I'm still an equal in this relationship. But over the months, that dynamic has really started to shift, and now I'm not sure I'm being treated like a partner at all. For some background, I've been diagnosed with endometriosis and POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Both conditions affect my daily life in big ways. I deal with chronic fatigue, dizziness, and a lot of pain. There are days when I physically can't get out of bed without struggling, and managing my symptoms takes a lot of mental energy on top of everything else. Jake knows this. I was upfront about it from the beginning, and at first he was really kind and supportive, but over time he's started acting like he knows better than me how I should be living my life. It started with small comments about how much I sleep or how I manage my symptoms, but now it's like I can't do anything without some kind of lecture or judgment. Some examples: if I sleep in to manage a flare-up. That's not healthy. You need structure or you'll never be independent. If I get food delivered on a day I'm too fatigued to cook, you're wasting money and being lazy. If I cancel plans because of pain, you'll never build resilience if you give in every time. Even if I lie down after standing too long and feel dizzy, a POTS symptom, he tells me I should push through because resting too much makes it worse. As someone who has POTS symptoms, that's not how that works. If you keep standing when you're dizzy with POTS, you pass out. It's if you don't rest, the rest fucking takes you, mate. He also makes comments about my outfits being too revealing or not appropriate. And when I tell him I don't want unsolicited advice, he says he's just trying to help me grow or teach me how to be an adult. But I am an adult, just one managing 2 chronic illnesses on top of everything else. Things came to a head last week. I was having a rough few days and a bad endo flare, zero energy, and could barely sit upright for long. He came over and saw that I'd been resting most of the day and immediately launched into another long-winded talk about discipline and life habits and how I need to stop relying on rest as a crutch. I'd had enough. So I said, not even shouting, just tired. I didn't agree to date a discount dad. If I wanted someone to supervise my life and tell me how I'm failing, I'd move back in with my parents. He went completely silent, left my apartment, and didn't talk to me for 2 days. When he finally did, he said I crossed a line, that he was just trying to help, and that I had no idea how hard it is to support someone who won't even try. I was honestly stunned. Now, his friends are messaging me saying I'm selfish and too immature to handle a relationship with a real adult. His mum, yes, his actual mother, messaged me saying she's disappointed and that Jake has always been the kind of guy who lifts women up. I just want to be clear. I do try. Every day is hard with these conditions. I work, I cook when I can, I handle my appointments, I advocate for myself in medical systems that constantly brush me off. I don't think I need to be raised by a man who thinks being 6 years older makes him my life coach. I care about him, but I also feel like I've been slowly shoved into the role of student or child in this relationship, and I'm starting to wonder if this was his intention from the beginning. So, great people of Reddit, am I the asshole for calling my boyfriend a discount dad after months of being treated like a project instead of a person?
No, not the arsehole.
I would have called him significantly worse. Shit, if you're in an apartment building, I would have tripped him down the stairs on the way out. Oh, see, you can't push through chronic illnesses. That's not how it works. The fact is that rest, and in particular sleep, is quite literally the foundation of all human health. If you do not get enough of it, your brain can physically not keep all of the things in your body running that it needs to. So when you have a chronic illness on top of just a standard body, then it's putting significantly more effort into keeping your standard organ systems running than the standard person, which means you are going to need more sleep, like by definition. Your body's having to work harder, therefore you're going to need to rest more. If you have a flare-up, like, you can't push through a flare-up. That's how you end up with like a permanent autoimmune condition.
Yeah, people with illness need to pace themselves. In the chronic illness community, there is a thing called spoon theory. If you are in a relationship or supporting somebody with a chronic illness, you should look these things up and educate yourself.
I'm very much getting the vibe that he doesn't even know what these are. This is clearly a dude bro that thinks endo is just a bad period.
Yes.
If someone were to come to my house that I pay for and try to tell me that they're teaching me how to be an adult, which is 12 million % not anyone's role, you can clearly see that I'm keeping my shit in check. Even if I was just, you know what, I'm going to take a lazy day today. Like, that's my fucking autonomous right as a human adult anyway. Like, even if she wasn't ill, if you don't want to do anything all day, who the fuck is anybody to tell you you shouldn't? I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
I'm not here for it.
No, he sounds controlling, like he wanted somebody younger so that he could have a position of power.
Yeah, I can't. The whole teaching you how to be an adult, like, that's not your role in an equal relationship, my guy. Sure, by all means, if you want to introduce me to or share an experience with me that you've had that I haven't, then sure, by all means, show me around Japan, because I haven't had a chance to go there yet. But when it comes to basic adulting stuff, if someone is in a position to not have gotten themselves set up in that manner, then I feel like that is an inherent compatibility issue where they shouldn't be considered part of a viable dating pool for you anyway. No, you should not be going into any sort of relationship where there is some sort of training required. I started my relationship with Ben when I already had Viridian. He was 2. There was still no expectation on me to train Ben in what it means to be a parent. Like, I made it clear that I've got a 2-year-old kid. He's got to be my responsibility. I really can't devote any time, effort, or energy to having a relationship with you. And so Ben took it upon himself. He's like, well, this is what I want, and therefore this is a responsibility I'm taking on. And he self-trained. That was specifically what he wanted. And the goals of what I was trying to do became our shared goals. And that was not something that I put on him or expected of him. But it was also the sort of thing where if he wasn't willing to do that on his own, then again, that would automatically be a compatibility issue thing. Because if you're getting into a relationship with someone with kids, then that inherently comes with certain understandings or expectations around, behaviors and responsibilities that your life is going to look like. That means if you haven't raised kids before, then you've got some learning to do. And that can only be something you choose to take on for yourself. I wasn't chronically ill at the time, because that's just something that always seems to fucking hit as soon as you turn 30. I feel like that would almost be similar in your position. If you were to get in a relationship now, it's like you put the cards on the table. You get from me what I can offer, and then the right person is going to actively do the legwork to want you as you are and support you as you are. And again, that right person would be actively doing the research for that. So you're not just left on your own. Because even if you have a lifelong partner, if you cannot vent and talk through your experiences with someone, then can they really be considered a lifelong partner? And so if they don't get it because they haven't bothered to learn about the experiences that you go through, then can they really actually emotionally support you through that,
No, and in my experience with previous partners, I haven't had much luck with partners getting it, unfortunately.
From having witnessed a few of them, women going through cancer treatment, specifically being counselled to be prepared for their husbands leaving them, is coming to mind. So, have you considered women?
I have. It has crossed my mind.
In all of these situations, I feel like there is always going to be that concern for, is someone coming to me because they see something in me that they want to be partnered with? Or is this just someone looking to white knight and platform themselves as to how amazing they are for what they're willing to do with someone in a vulnerable position, be it because of age or disability or parenting, like single parenting,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something to always be concerned about. But the whole, oh, you're so mature for your age, it's like, cool, the fact that you're saying that makes you automatically suspect, my guy.
Yep.
You have an update.
Excellent. What has happened?
Hey, I didn't expect the post to get the kind of attention it did. I watched it go from about 200 upvotes down to 1, and honestly, I'm still not sure why, but I really want to thank everyone who commented or messaged me privately. I've read everything. I'm slowly replying when I have the energy. You've all given me so much insight, and some of it really hit, stuff I hadn't even thought about until now. Thank you. It means a lot. I wasn't planning to update this soon, but things have gotten way worse within the last 3 hours, and I feel I need to talk about it, especially after what just happened. That hits for the chronically ill. We can change minute to minute, my guy. Don't expect me to be the same today as I was last week, when you can't even expect me to be the same as I was 60 seconds ago.
I am dynamic.
So I've been really sick the last few days, like properly sick. I was diagnosed with a bone sinus infection and it's knocked me flat. I've had constant fevers, stabbing pain in my face and head, nausea, dizziness. I can't keep much food down, and on top of that, my POTS symptoms have been way worse than usual. I've mostly just been in bed, barely functioning, just trying to rest and not pass out. Because of all that, I had to call in sick to work these last 2 days. I work with food, and there was just no way I could safely be around customers or food prep like this. I can barely even stand upright. I didn't feel like I had the choice. This afternoon, I got a call from work telling me I was fired. No warnings or anything. They just said they needed someone more reliable, and they can't keep me on if I can't show up. I get it, I guess, but it still crushed me. I've always tried to show up. I've never taken advantage of sick days or anything. It felt like everything hit at once. I've only taken about 4 sick days in the entire 2 years I've worked for this company. Jake came over not long after. I told him what happened, told him I lost my job, that I'm sick, and that I might need to go to hospital because I'm starting to feel seriously not okay. And his response was basically, well, maybe if you took better care of yourself, this wouldn't happen. Cunt, you literally got up her when she was trying to take care of herself.
This girl can't do anything right in your eyes.
You can guarantee that if she was taking on all of his advice, that opinion wouldn't change.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said something like, you still could have gone in. People push through being sick all the time. He called your boss and told her you were faking. That's what I reckon. He's actively fucking sabotaging you, because that's what cunts like this do. It's isolation.
Do people like that really exist?
100%, yeah. You isolate, you cut off the fact that he's specifically saying that she's not independent, even though she is, cutting off access to employment. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy for him, where he can then say, like, see, I told you weren't independent, you couldn't take care of yourself. And then he's then gets to be the white knight, where he can come in and be like, I'll take care of you. And she's already not got access to family because they were already cunts. It's the system of isolation from all of these different areas of life. So he becomes the only one she has. That's the easiest way to maintain control over someone, when you're the only access to those kinds of resources, be it through friends that you've made through them, or the financial access if she doesn't have a job anymore, you know? Oh, I could
Never
just
thought
be
of that people being that manipulative. Make a good point.
especially when it literally started when she was barely 18 at 24. I couldn't then, but now, as soon as I see someone significantly older with someone significantly younger, which is overall dictated by that access to life experiences, it is immediately suspect, because why don't people your age want you?
Yeah.
That's immediately where my thought goes now.
Mm-hmm.
And I could just be being a cynical cunt, because I am, but that's immediately where my mind goes with this. I tried to explain that it's not like a cold. This is a bone infection. I literally couldn't walk from the bed to the kitchen earlier without fainting, and I work with food. He just kept brushing it off like I was being dramatic. He told me I'm always sick and I never fight through it. That turned into a full-blown fight. He started yelling, full volume screaming, pacing the room while I was just sitting there crying and asking him to stop. I was already feeling like absolute shit, and I couldn't even get a word in without him talking over me. At one point, I tried to speak, and he got up close and raised his hand like he was about to hit me. He didn't, but he looked like he wanted to, and that scared me more than anything he's ever said. That was it for me. I ended it. We're done. I broke up with him then and there, told him to get out, that I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care how sick I am or how hard things get from here. I'd rather be completely alone than sit here sobbing while the person who's supposed to care about me screams at me for being unwell. Right now I'm still in bed, fever's high, heart rate's not great, and honestly I think I'm going to the hospital soon. Something feels off in my body and I don't want to wait until it's too late. With POTS and now this infection, it feels like everything is piling on top of me. I'm genuinely scared, not just emotionally but physically. My body feels like it's breaking down, though I wanted to take the time to write this update. I'm using speech to text, so sorry if it's a bit jumbled. I'm tired of begging someone to believe me when I say I'm in pain. I'm tired of being talked down to, managed, lectured, and guilt-tripped when I literally need help. I didn't ask to be sick. I didn't ask for endo or POTS or a sinus infection that knocked me flat. I've done everything I can to keep pushing through, but it was never enough for him. But it's over. I'm scared and sick and jobless, but I'm also finally out, and that has to mean something. If you've made it this far, thank you again. Your comments gave me the courage to stop waiting for someone else to change and finally start choosing myself. Oh, girl, change your locks. Move if you can, because I guarantee that someone like that isn't going to take no without force.
Yeah, get cameras,
Yes, yeah.
security cameras, even notify the police that he did raise a hand.
And honestly, cops here are just as shit as everywhere else. They are just going to say that since he didn't actually hit you and there's been no threats of violence, then we really can't do anything. But simply by making the statement, you are laying the paper trail. So that way, if there are any escalations, they also don't look like one-off incidents. The more you can get documented by ways of a pattern of behavior, the more protected you can be.
And have an escape plan if he does come around to the house. You know, have a bag packed.
This is why having a Nate around is so helpful. If you have a giant bear of a mate, like, just get them to stay with you. They're really solid deterrents.
Or if you do have any close friends at the moment that you could go and stay with, or family that isn't shit because you are so unwell, somebody that could support you during this time, that might be worth looking into.
I remember when I first left, I feel like, if anything, even though I was now wholly and solely responsible for everything in mine and Viridian's existence, it was easier. And in a lot of ways, there was physically less to do because I wasn't doing it for a whole other adult as well. We know just how impactful added stress and spikes in cortisol can be to flare-ups and things. So she may find that once she gets over this infection, she's not getting as many flare-ups now that he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check out some comments. We have someone suggesting coconut water because of the electrolytes. Even though you aren't a plant, it's still good for you. Packets of sodium, minerals, and electrolytes to dissolve in your water bottle so you can help stay balanced. That is a fair point. Like, as soon as your electrolyte balance is out, then it's like a cascading effect of shit going wrong everywhere else. So especially while you are sick, then what you can keep down by ways of like your nutrient levels are always going to be helpful. Okay, thank God you broke up with him. He was grooming you and definitely emotionally abusive through manipulation tactics and attempting to control you. I hope you get better soon. Removing an abusive partner from your life will help remove a lot of the stress you're feeling and accelerate your healing. You may be able to report your workplace for wrongful termination, as you've probably called in sick and provided medical records or a doctor's note, of course, depending on the location you're located in. I'd put money on it that she lives in the US. It's very easy to fire someone at the drop of a hat. Edit. Oh, wow, it turns out it's Australia. OP's response: we have something called Centrelink. I'm not really sure what that is in America. I don't pay much attention to what's over there. That's taking care of your mental health right there. Ignoring what's happening in America.
Mm-hmm.
Applying for unemployment and job seeker payment is incredibly easy. You also keep that payment while you're working until you've received a certain amount of money for your job. But yeah,
Can take a significant amount of time for the payments to come through, though.
I
Yeah.
do hope you've got some solid savings there. Or had, because this story was from a year ago.
Yeah. Because I unfortunately have found myself unemployed due to similar circumstances. I remember in one job I was let go 2 days after I informed them that I needed to have a surgery for my endometriosis. And I think it took me 3 months to get the Centrelink payments because I did have significant savings. When you do have significant savings, they expect you to live off those savings first before...
until they're gone.
Yeah. Before you can get government assistance.
Yeah, which is just one of the many ways disabled people are essentially forced to maintain poverty level quality of life, because you cannot physically build any sort of assets or wealth in any way, shape, or form if you don't become disabled once you've already got them. Call your trusted friends and tell them what's happened, and if one of them can take you to the hospital, make sure when you come back home you're not alone. Change the locks to your door. Block his number and any of his friends, mum, etc. Focus on your health. You can always get another job. With your health issues, can't you get some type of help from the government? OP responds, I didn't end up calling a friend to take me to the hospital. I told them everything that happened. I also have another close friend staying at mine until I'm back, just to make sure he doesn't try to go there or anything. And for my health issues, I can go on disability payment. I'm eligible for that. But taking that payment means I'll no longer be able to work unless I do cash in hand that I don't tell the government about. And I would absolutely say that working is one of my favorite things. I'm studying to be a mortician, so it would absolutely break my heart if I couldn't do that.
Oh, cool job choice.
It is. I'm from Australia, and when taking the test for disability payment, you go through an ability to walk section to see how many hours you can work while on the payment. Mine is 5 hours a week, and then she's just laughing for the rest of the line. And it's like, wow, shove that fucking report in your boyfriend's face. Do you think okay, I was about to say, what, you think you know more than the government? This type of dickhead always thinks they know better than the government. Though, to be fair, our government is not great. That's pretty par for the course, I suppose. Like, he may not be wrong, but that doesn't mean he's right. Yeah, I wonder whether or not... Ooh, there was an update too I didn't know about from 9 months ago. So this is 3 months after the events of the first update. Hey everyone, back again with another update. Last time I was here, I was sick, jobless, fresh out of a bad relationship, and honestly convinced I'd peaked at being a human potato sack. But things have flipped around a lot faster than I thought, and I finally get to share a happy update instead of a sad rant. Health stuff first. I went to hospital. Cheers to everyone who pushed me to stop being stubborn. The sinus infection was grim, but antibiotics sorted it. Now I don't have to wake up every day feeling like my skull's in a vice. POTS and endo are still the forever companions from hell, but with the infection gone, my baseline feels way more manageable. Cooked myself a proper dinner the other day without needing a nap halfway through, which for me is like running a marathon. My friends have been absolute legends. One mate accidentally bought me 6 kilos of potatoes instead of 1 when grabbing groceries for me, so I'm now the proud owner of Potato Mountain 2025. Another mate sat with me in the hospital waiting room, and we entertained ourselves by giving all of the vending machine snacks aggressive ratings. Chocolate got a 10 out of 10. Those weird dried out muffins got a -3. I've made something scary feel kind of funny. I've also joined an online support group for chronic illness, and honestly, it's been life-changing. They just get it straight away, no judgment, no lectures. Plus, the memes are painfully accurate. If you can't laugh at your broken body, what can you do? That's it. Like, the worst part of any of it is feeling like you're the only one, feeling like no one could possibly get it. And then finding that community, like, community heals all. Literally, no matter what it is, community is the answer.
Yeah, those online support groups are saviors.
Money/work aside, getting fired still stung, but I've got Centrelink set up now. Not rolling in riches, but I can breathe. Applying for casual jobs closer to home. Found one literally down the street, so we'll see. In the meantime, I've been selling random stuff online. Marketplace buyers are a different breed of human. Someone actually tried to haggle on something I listed for free. Like, mate, what's your end game? Mental health, I started seeing a counsellor. Best decision ever. I'm learning how to stop feeling guilty for resting and how to say no without apologising like it's a crime. She calls it boundaries. I call it telling people to rack off nicely. Rack off is the nice way to tell people to get fucked nicely. Like, the not nice way is telling them to fuck off. And finally, not letting idiots make me feel bad for having a nap. Now the juicy part, the new guy. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be here already, but I've started seeing someone new. We've known each other for ages, but it just kind of shifted into something a bit more romantic. We're just taking things slow, but honestly, it's been really lovely. He's sweet, he listens, and he doesn't treat me like I'm broken or a child. We went out for a walk the other day and he brought me snacks in case I got dizzy, and not in a patronising way, just thoughtful. Feels weird in the best way to not be constantly bracing myself for criticism. I can tell him how I feel without being talked over, corrected, or treated like a child. Honestly feels like I've stumbled into some alternate universe where partners are nice and don't yell at you for having a nap. Little wins. I found a GP who actually takes my POTS seriously. That's not a little win. That's a fucking unicorn. How many doctors have you gone through, do you think?
So many.
One of them ended up in a documentary for how shit they were.
Yeah, all over four corners.
Figured out pacing better so I don't crash as hard. Very good. And splurged on a blanket that's basically the love child of a cloud and a marshmallow. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay, well, why is there no link to this blanket? Share, please. So yeah, life isn't magically perfect, but it's lighter, happier, and less potato sacky. I'm safe, laughing again, and excited about what's next. And to everyone who backed me when I was stuck in the mess, thank you. You gave me the courage to leave and reminded me I wasn't asking too much by just wanting kindness. If you're stuck where I was, being spoken down to, made to feel like a burden, or treated like you need a babysitter, please know you deserve better. So many people reached out to me saying they were in the same sort of situation, and reading what I wrote gave them some sort of closure or validation that they're not the only ones. And honestly, being so special for me to hear, I'm so glad my story is able to bring people some form of peace. But seriously, if I can leave and end up with potato mountains and snack-carrying sweethearts, you can too.
Oh, I love that update. Potato mountains and snack-carrying sweethearts. Her friends and new boyfriends are sick cunts.
And honestly, I think the greatest, I don't know, maybe it was just, 9 months ago, was June now, that would have been, September? I don't know whether or not it's just too many AI stories on Reddit, or if Australians just tend to give up a lot easier from the heat. But the most surprising thing is that there's no he stalked me for 6 months after.
Yeah.
that was where I would expect that to go based on trends that we see on Reddit so much. Hey, if he fucked off and stayed quiet about it, then that's the best we can ever hope for out of stories like this. Ooh.
Yes. Much nicer ending than expected.
The next story for BOGAN blow-ups has been deleted, as has their entire account. It's coming to us from r/Ask an Australian. Is it weird to adopt tradie culture if you're not a tradie? And I'm like, my dude, what were you told that you had to completely eliminate your existence on Reddit to get away from it? And also tough shit, because I copied everything before you disappeared, so I still have the story. I'm highly interested as to what they meant by what is tradie culture?
Yeah, I mean,
like, everything I picture, I feel like crosses just into generic Australian people.
like shirts off and wolf whistling, like catcalling.
Smoko breaks.
chasing
of
each other
swearing.
around with nail guns.
Yeah, see, that crosses right over into houso culture. I, 28 male, work a pretty standard office job, but over the last year, I've somehow fallen into what my mates are calling tradie culture. It started small. I got into early morning servo coffees, started listening to the same radio shows, and picked up some of the slang from guys I know. Then I bought some workwear because it's actually comfortable, and now that's basically all I wear on weekends. Workwear, do you mean like
High
the actual,
vis.
your actual tradie uniform, the half yellow, half navy, actual like workwear, or do you, sir, what do you mean? I need pictures. Lately, it's escalated. I find myself at Bunnings most Saturdays, even when I don't need anything. I've started doing random DIY projects, and I've even caught myself saying things like knock off, smoko, and arvo in the office. My dude, these are just generic terms no matter what workplace you live in.
Sir, do you have steel cap boots?
Yeah, like if you're wearing steel caps to the office, that's one thing. But if it hits 5 o'clock and you're not saying it's knock off time, were you raised in the eastern suburbs? Have you never been to regional Australia anywhere? I feel like surely these are just generic terms. Sure, my father and all of his family have always been tradies, but these are terms that pretty much everyone in my life used, regardless of the workplace.
Yeah, my father wasn't a tradie, and I still use a lot of those terms.
Yeah. Even as a teacher, the bell rings, knock off time, let's go home. A couple of my friends think it's hilarious, but one of them said it's a bit try hard and that I'm cosplaying a tradie. I'm not pretending to be something I'm not. I just like the lifestyle and vibe, but now I'm wondering if it comes off as forced or a bit cringe. Is it normal or should I rein it in? If they're saying you're cosplaying a tradie, are you actually, is he out here in high vis and still?
It sounds like it.
Like,
are you
like that
doing
shit's
work around the
expensive.
house? Are you doing wood and metal work on your weekends to make it appropriate?
We said I've started doing random DIY projects. What kind of DIY projects are we talking here? Are we talking like actual household maintenance that helps keep everything running properly? Or are you just knocking together some bookshelves in the garage? There's a lot to unpack here.
And what type of slang are you using as well?
Well, he was saying like knock off smoko, arvo in the office. And it's like, mate, that's just Australian.
But I know tradies and they have their own particular set of slang. Your cousin used to come home with some weird ones.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily make it tradie. That could have just been him, and I'd believe that. A lot of it is just standard Aussie living here. If this is also new to you, that you're not aware that this is quite pervasive throughout standard Australian culture, then that does make me wonder where you were raised, how this is so new to you, because this just feels like living. But at the same time, no one can just go out there and buy that kind of work gear if it's not specific to their trade where they need it. So that tells me that there's some privilege going on here that for you to even be able to afford that shit, like steel cap boots are fucking expensive. You don't just go out and buy them willy-nilly. It's kind of giving me the ick a little about, you know, how like the CEOs do like the sleep out, pretend to be homeless for a night type of thing.
Mm.
And it's like, I'm doing my part, or like I'm recognizing if you like that kind of life, then why don't you go do a trade? Like, what's stopping you? Why does it need to be a cosplay? It's giving like playing dress up stuff. I don't know whether or not he's got some people in his life where it's like, oh, you know, you're in an office job, you don't know what it is to live a real life type situation where it's like, I don't know, maybe his masculinity is feeling threatened because he's never owned a pair of steel cap boots.
Yeah, I could see situations where if he comes from a family where most of the men do work in trades and he has more of an office job where people could be kind of condescending towards him and he could be trying to put on more of a manly persona.
Well, see, I thought, if anything, like the opposite. Because again, these things all seem so alien to him that it's like he's come out of a rich family where everyone is you go to uni, you get into finance and you start working for the family business. And when you do expand out there and you start meeting new people, now he's got these mates because he's ventured into Western Sydney, maybe gone to Newtown for a comedy show and has actually met some people outside of that eastern suburbs bubble. It's now he's being called out on a like, do you even lift, bro? Like, do you even own your own nail gun? Well, that's why these concepts do seem so foreign to him, but at the same time, they seem so shiny and novel. This doesn't seem like someone who's been raised around tradies.
I don't know. I don't think we have enough information about, other than his job and stuff, about his upbringing.
The question is it weird to adopt tradie culture if you're not a tradie? In your circumstance, yes, but also, like, go off, I suppose.
Who cares what other people think?
Like,
if you're comfortable,
do
it.
Comments. Yeah, I'd say it's gone a bit far if you're wearing high-vis for comfort. OP only said workwear, not high-vis. I go to workwear places to buy casual clothes. Again, just regular workwear, not high-vis or anything specialised. They're comfortable, easy to move in, and durable. What's not to like? Another comment, I wear workwear shorts because as a woman, they're the only shorts with pockets. And ain't that the fucking truth? I'll pay $40 for a pair of shorts that has pockets in it. I can't get into their account to see whether or not they've responded because they fucking deleted it, the cowards. A lot of this comment section is literally just a bunch of women telling each other where to find pants with pockets.
Love it.
And talking about how comfortable workwear is. And now we've gotten to all of the men in shock that women's clothes don't have pockets. So have you been alive for 5 minutes? Have you physically never done a load of laundry in your entire life? Like, yeah, women's clothes, we don't get pockets. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to sell us handbags. Oh, that's literally here. Yeah, why do women's clothes have no pockets? Women have stuff too. Because they want to sell us handbags to carry the stuff.
That and they didn't want us carrying around stuff during the war.
Oh, yeah, that was also a thing.
And then the whole witch thing.
Yeah, that's why, like, so many of the big skirts, women would be actively sewing their own pockets into them to hide messages and shit. Moving on. Our last one of BOGAN blow-ups. From, again, r/Ask an Australian. Australian stepdad says it's weird for a man to wear mini-sized sling bags. How true is this? Now, I hear mini-sized sling bag and immediately think of an Eshay.
That's what I was thinking straight away, like with a bum bag.
Yeah. And so it's
sideways.
Like, it's not weird if you're a drug dealer. It's actually considered part of the uniform. So I'm Filipino, 17 male who migrated to Australia to live alongside my immediate family. You're 17 male. How old's your stepdad, my guy? One thing seems to piss my stepdad off is my tendency to wear crossbody bag. It's absolutely an Eshay bag.
Yeah.
A crossbody bag to put my stuff in, like a wallet, phone, tissues, keys, etc. Until one day he snapped and told me to cut it out. I asked him why, and then he said it's effeminate. I can literally hear every Eshay listening, screaming like, no, it's not, mate. It's fucking manly, bro. Like, I've never seen any of these bags on anything but a guy. Literally never seen a woman wear one.
Unless they're, like, I've seen travellers wear them, bum bags and stuff.
Oh, specific
Tourists.
bum bags, yeah, but I'm talking about those specific crossbody.
Yeah.
He said it's effeminate. That's what pockets are for. Well, why would that be effeminate then? Women don't get pockets. We've just been over this. And it's not within Australian culture to do it. Australian Eshay culture is specific to Australia. I have never seen that Eshay style specifically. Even the word Eshay, I was maybe yesterday years old when I realised that phrase Eshay is specifically Australian. I just thought it was all
Pig Latin for session.
Well, Pig Latin for sesh, which is short for session. I literally did a reel over this where it's like, this means this, which is short for this, and that's slang for this.
Yeah.
I was in shock because in my home country, it's a norm to carry your own personal bag wherever you go, regardless of your gender, and people will even praise you for being smart enough to have a vessel to put your stuff in. Makes a lot of sense in a public transpo-centric country. It is just what I'm used to, and I do it for convenience and functionality. I've turned him down a few times, but now he's reasoning that I'd be targeted by thugs for being indifferent. No, you'd be targeted by other Eshays who think you have drugs to steal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 90% confident that's not the case, and he's just telling me that to deter me from ever touching sling bags again. I'm no longer a damn kid to buy into this reasoning. So just to keep the peace, I'm doing as he says. Does he speak for all Australians? Just how true is this? My Australian 75-year-old dad has a handbag. Another comment. My dad started a lot of weirdness after 70. His reasoning was, why not? It was a solid argument that got him a pass for a lot of shit in his senior years. Fair. OP responds, funnily enough, my stepdad is 70 years old. It could just be my stepdad being a hyper-religious conservative Christian, if that matters at all. Yes, a hyper-religious conservative Christian who went to the Philippines and found a wife young enough to have a 17-year-old son. So super conservative Christian. Hold up, he's
Wait.
70 and you're 17? How old is your mum? OP, I don't want to talk
Dad
about
Filipino?
that. No. Literally OP's response, I don't want to talk about that. When asked how old his mum is. Oh, 70-year-old conservative Christian white Aussie married to a much younger Filipino wife that thinks bags for men are gay. On behalf of Australia, I'm sorry, OP. Bro, you've got to get up with the times. Those are pretty much bags specifically for men these days. A very specific type, but men nonetheless. And not even the gay ones. I would offer a warning that that very specific kind of bag has certain connotations here that could get you targeted, but not for the reasons that your stepdad thinks. Now, if you actually have this bag because you are an Eshay and you need it for your drugs, well, then stay safe out there.
Good luck, kid.
Let's move on to a pick your poison. Are you familiar with that pick your poison segment?
I think, yes.
Give you 2 options and you got to pick one.
Okay.
I finally used my CPAP machine during an adult sleepover. I told my best friend's fiance she was cheating on him. I was her maid of honor.
Okay, let's do that one.
The maid of honor?
Yep.
Okay. From r/true off my chest. Oh.
Drama.
This one wasn't even deleted. It was removed by Reddit's filters. I wonder why. I wonder what filter it got caught up in. My best friend, 28 female, was getting married in 2 weeks. Was. We've known each other since high school. I was her maid of honor and I thought I knew everything about her. Then she told me, not even in confidence, just casually, that she had been sleeping with one of her co-workers for months. She said it didn't mean anything and she'd stop after the wedding. I couldn't keep it in. I told her fiancé, he broke down completely. The wedding is off, her family is furious, and she's blocked me everywhere. Everyone says I betrayed her, but I couldn't stand there and pretend I didn't want to make a speech about forever, knowing she was lying through her teeth. Now I'm sitting here with no best friend, no closure, and this crushing guilt that maybe I should have just stayed out of it.
Not the arsehole. Your friend's morally bankrupt, and her fiancé deserved to know what he was getting into.
Yeah, and if you have a table of 10 Nazis and an 11th person sits down, you have a table of 11 Nazis. You are the company you keep. And if this was the kind of thing that you allowed to happen, you're putting your line in the sand as to how highly you value human decency, which would absolutely reflect on you. Like, sure, if this guy was a dick, then I'd be like, well, why is she marrying him anyway? And I would be calling out my best friend to be like, no, bit. I would be that asshole best friend going, no, he's a cunt and you deserve better. You should not be getting married. I would not be the whole, no, you've got to support your best friend through everything. Yeah, that means telling her when she's about to fucking ruin her life. And in this case, as a best friend or any kind of friend, you cannot consider someone a friend if you can't hear tough things from them. If you are fucking up or you are going down a pathway that's going to lead you to unknown perils, like if you are not warning your friends about that under this guise of, you know, you have to support your friends no matter what, if anything, I don't consider that a friendship. If I'm about to do some really fucking cooked shit, I would expect a friend to pull me up on that. They're not a friend if they can't tell you when you're in the wrong.
Yeah, my only question would be, did she confront her friend about it first before going to the fiancé?
She told me, not even in confidence, just casually, that she'd been sleeping with one of her co-workers. She said it didn't mean anything and she'd stop after the wedding. I wish we had more information there because honestly, I would have been like, my dude, that's fucked. You really shouldn't be marrying this guy at all if he means so little to you that you can just do that willy-nilly. In general, if this is a relationship you expect to be healthy, you've got to come clean and give him the choice so that he's making an informed decision to marry you in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And so if you don't tell him, I am.
Yeah.
Clocks are fucking ticking. And literally it'd be like I'm giving you 24 hours. It's like, no, bitch. He gets home from work at 5:30. At 5:40, I'm calling him. Actually, more than likely, because people know me, I would probably actually be calling his mate and being like, I guarantee that she is going to paint some sort of picture about me as a means to make ssure that he doesn't believe me when I try to call. So I'm telling you instead. So that way when I try to tell him and it fails, you're my safety net.
Mhm.
Got to out-manipulate the manipulators, and that's why I'm so good at it. But you've got to do it for good, like telling people when they shouldn't be marrying a cunt. I've also got to consider her own grieving process there. If I found out you were microwaving puppies, I would be in mourning for the person I thought you were, right?
Mm.
I'd be like, did I even really know that person? And I wonder, I'm not sure whether or not that's even hit her yet. Men are at war all the time, but losing a best friend, that hits different, man, especially if they've been with you from a young age. I don't know how long it was, but to be a maid of honor usually means you've been around a time or two, you know?
Yes. Yeah. A huge sort of moral dilemma to take on and sort through, and then lots of relationships broken because of it.
Yeah, like for me, the dilemma would be how I go about doing this, because it would be wanting to go through it as much harm minimization as possible.
Mhm.
Because this is going to hurt no matter what, but it's like resetting a bone. There's only one right way to do it without causing more damage. And I'm not a medical professional. Like, it wouldn't be a moral dilemma as to whether or not to say anything.
Mhm.
It'd be how to go about it to make sure that this guy isn't any more collateral damage than he's already going to be. If anything, I would also feel like a righteous anger, like, how fucking dare you put me in this position? As my best friend, if you're a cunt, you have a moral obligation to keep that shit to yourself so I never find out. You know?
Yes.
Like, why the fuck would you tell me this shit? Surely, if you consider each other to be best friends, then you would know each other's stance on this kind of thing.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
I have. Thank you very much for having me.
And I'm sure we will see Catherine again in the Naughty Corner next time on Code is in Session. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.